Hello and welcome back to Understanding Depression, the podcast where we explore mental health with empathy, curiosity, and compassion. I'm so glad you're here today because the topic we're diving into is one of the most important when it comes to supporting others. What not to say to someone with depression? We all want to help, but sometimes, even with the best intentions, our words can hurt more than they heal. So in this episode, we'll walk through the most common phrases that can unintentionally invalidate, pressure, or dismiss someone who's struggling, and we'll talk about what you can say instead. So stay with me, and let's learn together how to be better allies, friends, and listeners. Let's start with a simple truth. Words are powerful. What should you never say to someone with depression? In this episode of Understanding Depression, we break down the most common and harmful phrases people often say, without realizing the damage they can do. You'll learn why words matter, how to respond with empathy, and what to say instead to truly support a loved one with depression. Whether you're a friend, family member, or someone who just wants to help, this video will give you tools to become a better listener and ally. Let's replace silence and shame with understanding and compassion. When someone opens up about depression, they're often taking a huge emotional risk. They might already feel ashamed, broken, or afraid, and how we respond can either help them feel seen or deepen their pain. Unfortunately, there are still many misconceptions about depression. Some people view it as laziness. Others see it as a lack of gratitude or personal weakness. And that cultural misunderstanding filters into everyday language. It's not about being perfect or walking on eggshells. It's about learning how to communicate with more care and empathy. Let's take a look at some common things people say and break down why they can be harmful. 1. Just snap out of it. This phrase implies that depression is a choice, that the person could feel better if they simply tried harder. But depression isn't a bad mood. It's a medical condition that affects brain chemistry, energy, motivation, and emotional regulation. Telling someone to snap out of it ignores the depth of their struggle. Better. I know this is hard. I'm here with you. 2. It could be worse. While it's true that others may face different hardships, this phrase minimizes someone's pain. Comparison doesn't help. It often adds guilt and shame. Depression doesn't need to be justified by external circumstances. Pain is pain. Better. Your pain is valid. You don't have to compare it to anyone else's. 3. But you have so much to be grateful for. Gratitude doesn't cure depression. In fact, many people with depression are aware of the good things in their lives and feel worse because they still feel low despite them. This phrase can make someone feel like a failure for not being able to positive think their way out. Better. I know you're struggling, even if things look okay from the outside. 4. You're just being dramatic. This one stings. It implies that the person is exaggerating their feelings for attention. But depression isn't drama. It's deeply real, and this kind of dismissal can shut people down completely. Better. I'm listening. Tell me more about how you're feeling. 5. Everyone feels sad sometimes. True, but sadness is not the same as clinical depression. This phrase can feel like it trivializes the experience. It's a bit like telling someone with a broken leg, everyone gets bruises. Better. I understand that this feels deeper than ordinary sadness. I want to understand more. 6. Have you tried yoga/meditation/exercise? Wellness tips can be helpful if they're asked for, but when offered unsolicited, they can feel dismissive, as if the person isn't doing enough. Many people with depression already feel inadequate. Giving advice too quickly can unintentionally reinforce that. Better. Would it help if I just sat with you? Or do you want to talk about ways to feel a bit better together? 7. But you're always smiling.
A smiling depression.
Many people hide their symptoms behind a smile. This phrase can suggest disbelief, which might make the person feel even more isolated. Better. I'm sorry I didn't realize you were hurting. Thank you for trusting me enough to share. Let's focus now on some supportive, thoughtful things you can say. Sometimes the most powerful words are simple. I believe you. You're not alone. I'm here for you no matter what. You don't have to go through this alone. Thank you for telling me. Would you like me to check in again tomorrow? Is there anything I can do to support you right now? It's not about having the perfect response. It's about being present, holding space, making someone feel safe. And if you don't know what to say, it's okay to say that too. I don't have the right words, but I care about you deeply. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. Use a gentle, warm tone. Be patient with pauses or silence. Make eye contact if you're face to face. Don't rush to fix. Just listen. Also, timing matters. If someone opens up, try not to respond in a hurry or while multitasking. Give them your full attention. Let the moment breathe. If you've said one of those hurtful phrases in the past, don't panic. This episode isn't here to shame anyone. We're all learning. Mental health isn't something most of us were taught how to talk about. The good news? You can always repair. Try something like, I realize what I said earlier might have hurt. I'm sorry. I've been learning more about depression, and I want to do better. Thank you for being patient with me. Repair builds trust. It shows growth, and it reminds your loved one that they matter to you. Let's listen to a few brief examples, fictionalized, but inspired by real experiences. Story 1. Sarah was struggling after a breakup. She confided in her roommate who said, "You'll be fine. Just go out and have fun." Sarah felt dismissed. What she really needed was someone to say, "That sounds incredibly hard. Want to talk more about it?" Story 2. Jamal worked in tech. He told a friend he was feeling numb and disconnected. His friend replied, "Well, at least you have a good job. Be grateful." Jamal shut down. Later, another colleague said, "That sounds rough. Do you want company this weekend?" That small act of empathy made a huge difference. Segment 7. Closing reflections. If you take one thing from this episode, let it be this. Your words can be medicine, or they can be a wound. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to be kind, compassionate, willing to listen without judgment. The world becomes a little softer when we choose empathy. And you can be part of that change. Words matter. In this episode of Understanding Depression, we explore the common phrases that, often unintentionally, hurt those struggling with depression. We break down why these statements can be damaging, share what to say instead, and offer insights into how empathy, not advice, is often the most powerful support. Learn how to be a better listener, ally, and friend. Whether you're supporting someone with depression or seeking to understand more, this episode is for you. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for caring. And thank you for trying. Before we go, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. Your support helps us reach more people who need to hear this message. And if you or someone you love is struggling with depression, please know, there is help. There is hope. And you are not alone. See you in the next episode, where we'll keep learning together. Disclaimer. This content is for educational purposes and is not a substitute for professional mental health advice. If you or someone you know is in crisis, please seek help from a qualified professional or contact a local helpline.